So Sammy Watkins going to the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens, they needed a receiver. This is maybe not necessarily their first option. I wouldn't be shocked if this wasn't Watkins' first option, just given the run-heavy offense. But you know what? It's not the worst thing in the world either. I think it's an okay fit. Let's get into what I like about Watkins. I mean, the first thing is just, 1 year, $5 million. That's easy for Baltimore. But also, watch what's going to happen on this play. So this is going to be a wide receiver screen, and you're going to have Watkins make the catch and try to run over the goal line, whereas there is a defensive back who can try and break in and make a quick tackle. And one of the things that I feel like Baltimore values in their wide receivers is toughness. They typically like guys who are, willing to block, willing to, lower the shoulder to get into the end zone, that kind of thing. And so watch, once this play starts, Watkins gets the ball. It's a little bit of a high throw, not a bad throw though. And you see that there is about to be a, attempt at a tackle. So the question is, will Watkins be able to get into the end zone, or will he get tackled immediately? And I think this is a good example of showing how physicality in a wide receiver can be a benefit. That's not something that people pay much attention to. It does feel to be something that Baltimore pays at least some attention to. And watch what Watkins can do. He's going to be able to, fight forward, fall forward, and make the touchdown. It seems like he's one of those guys that always falls forward. I talk about that more with running backs, the guys who always fall forward, but sometimes it's true with wide receivers. He just has a tendency to fall forward. We'll now move over to this play. This is the best kind of route he can run. What's going to happen is that it's going to be man coverage, and he's running a route that's faking like he's going over the middle and then goes to the outside. Really, this is how Watkins beats you. He runs so many crossing routes over the middle. He goes over the middle, over the middle, over the middle, then boom, hits you with going to the outside, and you get fooled. Watch. So once this play starts, you notice how at this point is when he's starting to cut, but the defensive back who's covering him completely has his body turned in a way that there's just no way he's going to be able to recover when Watkins gets to the outside. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. Why are you showing highlights against Houston defensive backs? Because obviously the Texans aren't very good. And while that is somewhat fair, I think it's also worth just bringing up this is what he can do against bad defensive backs. We'll also bring up some plays against better defensive backs in a second. But as you see, he does just get completely wide open. He's able to make the grab, and they get a big gain just like that. So again, that's his best route, I think, is that one right there. He did it a few times last year. It's a way that he can pick up, a chunk play or two, which is something that Baltimore will probably use. I mean, they like that under play action, get guys open over in the middle, so the fact that Watkins can sort of build off of that, it's good. There's also something pretty simple like this, which this isn't anything too crazy whatsoever. It's going to be a cover 3 zone blitz that they're going up against, and I've circled Watkins in white. He's going to be running over the middle. You also have another receiver running deep, which is going to hopefully get the safety to go in that direction. So then you have Watkins potentially get open over the middle of the field. And I mean, watch, once this play starts, Watkins is going to do a pretty good job of avoiding a Miami player who just happened to be in his way. So, good job there, fine. Really, this is kind of him getting open due to the scheme, then him getting open because he's great. So that's worth mentioning. But still, he is open right here. And so Mahomes, who had time in the pocket, the blitz was picked up, can now make this throw. But the real thing I want to bring up isn't just that Watkins got open, but it's going to be what Watkins does once he makes the grab. As you see, ball is thrown right to Watkins, who makes the grab, runs forward, hurdles a guy, and picks up a ton more yards. So that's just a good job of being, of working in open space, picking up more yards that's available, and really just looking around, realizing where he should run, which happened to just be straight. But, he did look around and made sure where he should go, and was able to pick up way more yards than a lot of other guys would. So, again, for Baltimore, that could be key. You are going to be going up against zone coverage a good amount since, you can't play man against Lamar Jackson. He'll run right by you. You have to play zone for the most part. And if you are playing zone, well, that's where Watkins could potentially hurt you. Honestly, this next play is exactly what I'm talking about, where it's going to be a zone coverage play that Tampa Bay is running. It's a cover 3 zone, and I guarantee you we're going to see a ton of cover 3 zones played against Baltimore last year, excuse me, next year, because we saw them last year, we saw them the year before. There's no easy way to stop Lamar Jackson. That's the one where you actually somewhat have a chance, is when you play zone coverage, and I do think that, having a guy like Watkins who knows what to do in these types of coverages could go a long way. So you see his route, it's a route that should get open against this type of coverage. But what you want to do is, once you get into a gap, you can slow down. You don't have to just keep running deep. You don't have to try to go as fast as you can. You want to be open as long as possible, not run your route normally. Obviously, there are exceptions. If you're running a setup route, then you can't exactly just, try to stay open when your job is to get someone else open. But in this situation, Watkins is the only eligible receiver on that side of the field. His job is to just really try and get open. And so watch how once this play starts, you notice how he's in that gap and how he just slows down like that. He just stops, which gives Mahomes time to make the throw. Again, Mahomes maybe could have made that throw earlier anyways, so it might not have mattered, but still just a good job of him knowing, hey, I'm open, so I'm going to stop. That can help Lamar Jackson out a lot if Watkins does that for Baltimore. And one more play that I feel like should be mentioned was, hey, he was kind of a Super Bowl hero in Super Bowl 54. That was 2 Super Bowls ago when they played San Francisco. He burned Richard Sherman in a big spot, a huge spot, honestly. This is second down and 7. They're at midfield. Kansas City is down 3 points. If they don't get it here, it's third down. There's still a good chance they get it because they probably have 2 downs at this point. We're well into the fourth quarter. But still, this was a huge play. Watch him right off the bat sort of just get this little move going. And I would love to see him become a more established route runner. I do feel like if I do have to critique Watkins to some degree, his route running can be very basic. I would like to see him do more stuff like what he's doing here, which is kind of faking as though he's going to be going to the bottom of the screen, closer to the sideline. So you see how Richard Sherman opens up his hips towards the sideline, and he's ready to sort of use the sideline as an extra defender, where basically force Mahomes to have to try and thread the needle where Watkins can make a grab and stay in bounds. It's going to be difficult to do that. But then Watkins cuts back over to the inside and just gets way past Sherman, and he's able to make the grab and get all the way inside the 15, and that ended up setting up the go-ahead touchdown that really was, the difference at the end of the day. So really just a huge play, a huge clutch play in the biggest of moments. It's nice to know that maybe he can bring that to the table for Baltimore if you're a Ravens fan. Now, the one obvious issue is just, health. Him staying on the field has absolutely been a real concern. Even if you count postseason, he's only had over 1,000 snaps in a season his rookie year. The next most was when he had 900 in 2019. And again, this is counting playoffs, and he's typically hovers around, he has a 500, a 500, an 800, a 300, a 700 snap season. So that's typically where he's at. He's probably going to play about half the season. That's what you can expect from him. But of course, there always is that, possible exception of if he does happen to stay relatively healthy for an entire season, well, then you just got to steal for probably a $11-12 million wide receiver for only $5 million, simply just due to his, injury history. And oh, by the way, he's only 27. He's not an old guy at all. So you have that going as well. So yeah, I like the move. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.